Party City, guys. That's what's going on in my mind. I don't think that's what's going on inside this building, guys. And I think a lot of these public traded companies, I don't know if Party City's a public traded company, but pretty much everything you see is going to be in trouble very soon, guys. And I'm not here to Debbie down you or doom gloom, even though I keep telling you there's a huge audience for doom gloom. What is going to happen, guys, is as they keep raising interest rates, none of these companies are going to be able to borrow any more money, right? They're not going to be able to borrow any more money. They're not going to be able to stretch out their loans. They're not going to be able to pay their minimum debt obligations, guys. And that's when shit's going to really hit the fan. Not right this second, but in the near future. We keep hearing about this real estate crash, commercial real estate crash and all these things. But really, guys, it just comes down to the basic premise of these companies are not going to be able to borrow any more money. They're going to be upside down in what they already owe, and they're not going to be able to do what they've been doing to create these publicly traded companies to basically offload the debt to stock investors. It's just not a sustainable thing here, guys. And that's why we're going to talk about in this video the doubling of not only cryptocurrency, but the doubling in Grayscale stocks. And, if you guys are holding either one of these, you're holding native crypto or you're holding Grayscale stocks, they're about to double, okay? And they're about to double. And we're about to see stuff start sliding because now, if you guys are turning on the news, the Fox and CNBC crowds, those news narratives is starting to change into a negative direction. Before, they've been just lying to everybody. They've been telling everybody, the jobs reports are good and blah, blah, blah. The economy's great. Real estate's great. But guys, do you not see it when you guys are out in public? Do you not feel the tension? You might say, well, it's always been like this. No, it hasn't always been like this, because the thing is these companies have been able to borrow money ongoingly for the last over the last decade. And now they can't. They simply can't borrow any more money, guys. That's the thing, because their debt to what they borrow does not make any fucking sense anymore. Now they can't borrow the debt to drag out the minimum payment any longer. Now it's like the minimum payment's due and you're not borrowing any fucking more. That is what's going on with these interest rates, guys. That is what's going to happen with the used car market. They're going to continue to go down. The housing market's going to continue to come down. And you're going to start seeing the mainstream narrative news start talking about it going down, because it's so in your face now at this point that they're not going to be able to lie to you anymore. So, what do I think this is going to do to crypto? I think it's going to cause crypto to double here fairly quick. And I think we'll start to see this doubling effect based on how bad all this normal economy stuff gets. Look at all these people, guys. They don't even know. They don't even know. That's why they're going out and buying brand new Hondas and paying $600 a month. Guys, I talked to someone in the last week has been about a month. Since the last month, they bought a brand new Camry, and they say, I don't know why, I don't understand why it's $897. The salesman didn't explain it to me. And you know what I looked at their buyer agreement. By the time they're done paying off this fucking Camry, they're going to spend $80,000, guys. And it's a $40,000 car. What the fuck? Who the fuck is going to spend $80,000 on a Camry after finance? And I'm telling you, I had to delete this person's number. After I saw this was the wake-up call. Why am I talking to somebody that's this fucking stupid? You might be asking yourself, why are you talking to me thinking I'm this fucking stupid? Guys, but that's the thing. These real estate holding companies, which a lot of these companies are in deep shit, man. They're in real deep shit, because they're not going to be able to afford the minimum debt obligation, guys. And don't you see this happen every single fucking election year, guys? Don't you see this always happen during the election year? They're going to run this shit into the ground as elections are coming. That's what they're going to do. They are going to run this economy into the ground, into the election year. You know why? Because that's going to give an opportunity to find somebody. That's going to give everybody an opportunity to blame. They're going to finally have they're going to have somebody to blame at that point. They're going to have somebody to call to their rescue at some point. That's what they're going to do, guys. They're going to literally, in a matter of months, drive these companies and this economy into the ground. Office Depot, you remember a couple years ago, Office Depot was insolvent. Well, they're back again. They didn't go anywhere. That's because they kept lowering the interest rates. Office Depot could keep borrowing money. They could keep selling off stock to pay payroll, guys. That's exactly what's happening. All these companies, most of these companies we're looking at in these buildings right here are all publicly traded, guys, all of them. And they're all fucking gonna be bankrupt because they're not really making enough money to sustain the current minimum debt obligation that they owe. That's what's happening, guys. They're not able to borrow any more money. Their sales aren't matching up with what they have to pay. And and to be honest, guys, it hasn't for the last 10 to 20 years, but by lowering these interest rates, it's kept these companies afloat. And that is the big problem, guys, is these companies are fucking insolvent. They don't have the money. And at some point, they're not gonna have money to pay their employees, just like fucking Bed Bath & Beyond, just like all these companies that have been kind of on the verge. It's not on the verge anymore, guys. The numbers aren't adding up, and they're not going to be able to have enough money to pay their salaries, and that's when it'll hit the fan. That's coming by summer, guys. That is coming by summer. And what is that going to do? That's going to cause everybody to start pointing the finger at Biden or pointing their finger at Trump. And this is going to give somebody... See, guys, people need to have somebody to blame. They want somebody to blame. They're not going to be able to blame anybody, guys, because there's no saving this. There's absolutely no saving this. The only thing that's going to save this is fucking war and a crash, or that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what's going to happen. There's going to have to be something that interrupts the system that causes things to crash so this thing will reset again. If not, every single building that you see that has a company that's publicly traded is fucked. They're simply fucked, guys. So drop it in the comments. Let me know if you think... I mean, it's not just America, it's the world's gonna be fucked, guys, because these interest rates are gonna affect companies all around the world. And, I don't think they're going bye-bye. I don't think the companies are going bye-bye because that would be the worst case scenario. But I think there's gonna be something that causes these fucking inflated prices to go bye-bye. So drop it in the comments. Let me know if you think price doubling is gonna occur because of this. If you think cryptocurrency, grayscale stocks are gonna double because of this. And drop me some feedback, guys. What do you guys think? Are you guys an economist over there? On the other side of the screen watching this, what do you think? Because from what I know, from the little bit I know, is companies aren't going to be able to borrow any more money. That's just how this interest rate thing works. So guys, drop it in the channel, drop it in the chat, let me know. Buy crypto.